if the Katsina state government release 70 terrorists, then the federal government must have to release Nnamdi Kanu, because Nnamdi Kanu did not commit any crime of terrorism. There are no evidences that he committed terrorism. Meanwhile, actual terrorists that have committed murder, rendered mothers childless, rendered children orphans, are being given peace deal. Peace deal for terrorists. We all know why Nnamdi Kanu is in jail. It's because he's Igbo. If he was from the north, he won't even be in jail. Yes, it's the fact. The justice system is biased. There is selective justice system. There is no justification for keeping Nnamdi Kanu in jail if you are going to release 70 terrorists. There is no justification. There is God though. There is God though. The justice system in this country is very biased towards Ndi Igbo. There's a selective justice system in this country. Free Nnamdi Kanu because that man did not commit any atrocity. The only thing they presented in court against Nnamdi Kanu was a toothbrush. But actual terrorists that have killed innocent people are being given peace deal. Free Nnamdi Kanu.
Nigeria is indeed finished. Why am I saying this? Nnamdi Kanu was sentenced to life, was given life imprisonment for what? Terrorism. According to Justice James Umotosho, they sentenced Nnamdi Kanu, to life for terrorism. The terrorism he committed on phone. He was never caught with any arm. He was never caught on the acts, physically caught on the acts. He was never caught buying people. He was never caught committing all this crime, but on phone. Not even in Nigeria, but outside Nigeria. He was sentenced to life. Okay, fine. They sent him to life. Today, we got a news that the Katsina state government wants to release or free 70 suspected bandits. These 70 suspended bandits has committed several crimes. They were charged of committing several terrorism acts in Nigeria. So they didn't even attack once. They have attacked several communities, several villages, several states. They are under trial for terrorism. The Katsina state government said they want to release those 70 people. For what? They say that the under peace deal negotiating plan with bandits. Now the Katsina state government are even justifying the peace deal they are doing with the terrorists. Say is under constitution, is accordance with the constitution. That in constitution there is a possible peace deal when war is involved. My question is, I don't know if we were actually in a war with bandits. The government never declared say Nigeria is at war. I don't know war, peace deal between war for people who are butchered in the house, peace deal for people who innocent, harmless people that was spied in the house, in their home, in their farm, in their village. They want to justify releasing 70 terrorists. 70 terrorists. Now they are terrorists because the Tinubu, the president, has already designed bandits as terrorists. So the same offense these people that they want to free committed is the same offense Nnamdi Kanu committed. Nnamdi Kanu was sentenced to life, and now they are releasing bandits on a peace deal negotiation. The same Katsina. This is not the first time they have struck peace deal with bandits. This is not the second time. This is not the third time. As of last year, September, we heard a report that over 6 local government has struck peace deal with these bandits. And even the community has come out to cry out, say that upon all the peace deal, the attack, the terrorism, and the banditry never stopped. It was never even ending. My question is, how long do we keep on recycling, romancing, pardoning, rewarding terrorists? What I'm going to say now, a lot of people will not like. You see, there's nothing like one Nigeria. If they succeeded in releasing 70 terrorists, to release them on the street to come and buy all of us, there's nothing like one Nigeria. They should just kukuma release Nnamdi Kanu. Because Nnamdi Kanu has not even done half of what that crime these bandits have done. And now they want to free them on the peace deal. And Nnamdi Kanu is rotting in jail, rotting in Kirikiri, even making his appeal more difficult, making his life even miserable, frustrating him for even his appeal, to appeal his sentence. I'm going to make that video on my next. It's going to be a special video. But I'm telling you for free, there's nothing like one Nigeria. We are not one. The best thing in this country, let everybody go that way. Because right now, it's quite obvious. It's crystal clear. We are not fighting the same fight. We are here fighting terrorism. While in the north, they are rewarding terrorists. So we are not on the same lane. We are not fighting the same fights. We don't have the same belief. We shouldn't be one. We shouldn't. And anybody who come out and defend and say that Igbos are not marginalized is either you are dumb, or is either you are benefiting from this corrupt system or corrupt Tinubu administration, one way or the other. Because seeing how even a sane human being sit down and think they want to release 70 bandits for peace deal, while Nnamdi Kanu, they accuse of terrorism and sent him to life, sentenced him to life, committed the same crime, and his own crime was never caught in the act because he talk on phone, not even in Nigeria. You see now, the justice in Nigeria now, this justice is not for everybody. Yes, the judiciary is not for everybody. The fair judgment is not for everybody. It's for particular people. And on the same fight, Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for freedom of Biafra, freedom of his people. Because of the same marginalization, they treat Igbos as third-class citizens. This is enough evidence. Government themselves, they talk am. That means it's no longer a rumor. They want to release 70 bandit terrorists for peace day. You see, we will never get it right. You see these bandits, you see this insecurity in Nigeria, it's never going to be an ending stuff. Do you know why I say so? Because if they keep rewarding them, why would they stop? If I'm doing something and the government keep negotiating, they pay me some money, pay me some cool money, rewarding me for the act, why should I stop? Knowing fully where economy has failed, there's a high rate of economic hardship, inflation and poverty. Why would I stop? Knowing fully well that the government are backing me, it's never going to stop. It's never. What thing they pay me most? Now our soldier, where did they use? They play this game. Now our gallant soldier who has devoted their life to serve this nation, to protect lives and property of this country, I just have fear for them. Because they will just send these people to Sambisa first and they will just go and buy. The attack that just happened a few days ago between Nigerian soldiers and the bandits, more than 9 Nigerian soldiers were killed. Bandits get bombed and the Nigerian military no get bombed. What a shame. What a shame. Bandits bomb their vehicle and the soldier no get bombed to bomb Boko Haram. What a shame. I just feel for them. Because these are innocent people. Many of them are into military not because they want to do it, but because they don't have choice. They don't have option. They are helpless. What else would they do? They choose to serve this nation, but the government will use their life to play games and bargain with bandits. My message to all Nigerian soldiers out there: we are never going to forget your sacrifice. You will always be appreciated. If not for others, by me. Because I know what it takes to go in the bush knowing fully well that you are not even properly, fully backed up to fight terrorists, knowing that it might be your end. And you still went ahead because you don't have option. You know that this might be your last day or you might survive. You still went ahead. It takes courage. It takes courage and bravery to embark on this journey.
You see, the emergency lovers of Nigeria, when I say may Nigeria not happen to us, they will squeal like earthworm that you put salt on. But is it not shocking that a state government is the one defending bandits today, that they have a peace arrangement? So it was true that the peace tour carried out by bandits was in partnership with the state government. In fact, can you see how shamefully they're even telling us the merits of what has transpired? That, oh, the peace has led to release of 1,000 people. then they are trying to secure judicial release for bandits. just imagine that. Whoever thought a day will come that the state governments will be trying to secure judicial release for bandits to be able to honor a peace deal? The question we should ask the Katsina state government is this the first of such peace deals? In the end, bandits, terrorists, whatever you call them, they will break it. Until we get a state that can fight the problem of insecurity to a standstill, we do not have a nation. The next thing, the representative of the government had the effrontery, the unmitigated temerity to come out to tell us that this is what happened in war-torn situations where there's a prisoner exchange. So people that were kidnapped have now become prisoners of war, right? Is that what is happening? And the state government has the effrontery to tell us that there was a prisoner exchange, that's why people were released. So we should also, in turn, go and tell the states to release the bandits. You see, when we say Nigeria is a failed state or is a failing state, you think we're joking. But these are vestiges of a failing state. A state where the leadership has no capacity, no capability, no supremacy of violence to fight out non-state actors. Is that not failure? What does Section 14, subsection 2 of the Constitution says? The states must have the capacity to protect people. That's why we surrender our sovereignty. But if it is out of the generosity of bandits now that people are being protected in Katsina State, the same criminals that have killed people. Just over the weekend, we heard about killings in Kogi of our valiant servicemen. So what does the Katsina State government want an average soldier that is fighting on the battlefront to think? Because after they capture these terrorists, states like the Katsina State government can go and make a deal with them in the bid to be able to have peace. I will tell you the way it is. We are losing our country. And it is sad, if not to say we have lost. And I feel even more sad on a day closer to the Armed Forces Remembrance Day, where we are wearing the poppy today to celebrate those that have laid down their lives for this country. Those are the true heroes. And those are the people we should celebrate, not these terrorists that the state, Katsina State, is now making a deal with. It's a very sad one.
Welcome back to the channel. So Katsina State government is going to court to beg for the release of 70 bandits as part of a so-called peace deal. Meanwhile, somebody like Nnamdi Kanu is still in prison, and he was even sentenced to life imprisonment for what exactly? And that's a lot of things, and that's the lots of things that Nigerians are asking. Because these are not innocent people. These are armed criminals that kidnapped, killed, raped, burnt villages, and even turned people's lives into hell. Yet the government is now saying that, let them go, let's make peace. What peace are you people making exactly? So after destroying families and terrorizing communities, all it takes is a handshake and a promise to behave. That's not peace. That's just like you rewarding crime. And what makes this even more insulting is how these people treated Nnamdi Kanu. Because this is a man that didn't carry guns. He didn't kidnap anybody. He didn't kill anybody. He was only speaking out, protesting, and also calling out injustice in the country. Yet he's being dragged through courts, locked up, and even treated with life imprisonment. And now the real people that are killing unliving people are being freed quietly in the name of peace. So how does this even make any sense? This just shows a dangerous double standard that is in Nigeria. If you pick up a gun and terrorize villages, the government will negotiate with you just because you're a northerner. I just feel like this whole thing is happening to Nnamdi Kanu because he's not from the north. Because if you speak with a microphone and ask for freedom or justice, they'll try to crush you because of where you're coming from. And this whole thing sends a very bad message to young people. It tells them that violence pays more than peaceful activism. It tells criminals that the government is afraid of them but brave enough to bully unarmed voices. What about the victims of these bandits? The families that whose loved ones were being unalived. The women that were abused, the children that were made orphans at early age. Has anyone ever asked these questions? Because if the government truly wants peace, I feel like justice is something that should be served first. These people are supposed to face trial and let the law decide their fate. That's the same thing they did to Nnamdi Kanu. Because mass releasing of 70 bandits just to calm things down is like putting a plaster on a deep wound. What are you even calming down? Does it mean they are scared of these bandits? Are they scared of them? Nigeria cannot continue like this, because when we say one Nigeria, but we are all seeing double standard. Is this making any sense? Please make it make sense. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And please, if today is the first time joining my channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
You see, my fellow Nigerians, the day we will all realize to finally reach an agreement within and among ourselves that the ordinary Nigerian are the haunted and the victims, and that those at the top don't care about you, and rather they see you as a target and perhaps willing to sacrifice you to whichever power that I don't know. The earlier we know this and unite to fight against it, the better for us all. Now, we all heard the incidents that happened in Ekpoma when the students and maybe some of the city's indigenes stormed the public place to protest against incessant and endless kidnapping. They came out and we all knew what happened. We all saw the incident, how there were some senseless shooting by some untrained and animalistic men in uniform. I don't know if they are soldiers or they are actually Boko Haram in a military uniform. So we all heard what happened, and at the end of the day, we learned that the police in Ekpoma went into raiding and 52 persons were arrested in connection to the protest. First and foremost, I am not aware that the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has proscribed peaceful protest. Yes, some persons want to say the protest wasn't peaceful. I am not sure it wasn't peaceful until somebody was shot. And the funniest of all, I've seen people from authority, at least I have seen the video of the governor of Edo State visited the palace of the Onoje of Ekpoma because there were some damages done there as a result of the protest, because the protest later went violent when somebody was being shot, which was expected. I saw the governor said a whole lot of things, but never made mention of the victim of that incessant shooting by the untrained military personnel. He didn't say anything about it. Now, 52 persons were arrested and hurriedly taken to court. That same 52, as you can see on the news, has been remanded in prison custody. I don't get it. Why were they protesting? The kidnapping in Esan land in general is so alarming that at the time I just felt the state have no governor, the state have no government, as much as Nigeria as a nation has no president and no government. Now, because it affected the Onoji of Ekpoma, I've seen the governor go to Ekpoma and be speaking English. His Excellency Senator Monday Obewolu, did this kidnapping started today? No, did the kidnapping in Esan land started today? Now, because the Onoji have been touched in any way or the other, you've gone there arresting people and making threats that they are hoodlums. People protesting for their own safety. After the protest and all that happened, the kidnapping case still happened in Ekpoma. The CCTV footage is out there for everybody to see. Which kind of a country have we found ourselves? In this same country, Katsina state government has released 70 suspected bandits to their original gas on the ground that they had peace agreement. How can the same nation where you are releasing bandits on whatever condition and you are arresting and remanding 52 innocent protesters to prison? Nigeria, we are in a deep shit, in a deep mess. And as you see, my dear people of Edo Central, my Esan people, during the governorship electionary campaign, for those of you that threatened me, because I was threatened, I was insulted, I was bullied for not supporting an Esan candidate. I never supported an Esan candidate because I told the people, so the person I found most credible among them was not an Esan man, and I don't do tribalism. If my brother is not most qualified, I will support that your brother that is more qualified than my brother. That is Odalo. I hit my hand on the chest. I don't do sentiment. I guess you people are going to find out that there was 3 major candidates running in the election. Akpata of the PDP, yes, Akpata of the Labour Party, Okpebholo of APC and Aso Ighodalo of the PDP. I supported Akpata on the basis of the fact that when the three of them stand to speak, and from what I have known about them, Akpata stood more credible. But my Eastern people attacked me. Some people threatened me not to ever venture into Eastern land. I said, fine. But look at the same Eastern land now. Under an Eastern governor has become a no-go area. And people are aware that people are beginning to run away from Ekpoma. Why would you not run away from a place where terrorism is now the order of the day? But what hurts me is that the reason why the terrorism is being, the reason why the protest even happened is not being addressed. Rather, the governor said there has been plan on ground that was to be executed before this protest happened, which he referred to as ugly incident, and that in the few days to come that there will be result and that all terrorists will leave Eastern land. Today's date is on the 12th of January 2026, I mean to say. And Mr. Governor, I'm quoting this date again. In 12th of January 2026, you said in few days that terrorism, kidnapping will be a thing of the past in Eastern land as a whole. I'm taking you to that because I just want to keep this date, and I want all of us to keep this date. Because if after now, maybe a month from now, 2 months from now, we are still hearing of kidnapping in Eastern land, I will do a different video. Whatever you want to do to me, be ready, be planning it now, because I'm going to open my mouth as wide as never before. What kind of rubbish is this? Some part of the country, you are setting terrorists free because of the tribe or ethnic group they belong to, and in Edo here, you are arresting, taking people to court and remanding them for protesting against kidnapping. See, something is wrong with the people leading us. Something is terribly wrong with them and the people supporting them. And you see our Royal Highness, the Honor of Rome, you see the reason why I no longer look at this, our traditional institution, as somewhere to just give a meaningful attention. They don't have a say of their own. They go with the government, just like our religious leaders. They go with the government, and wherever the government go, they go. They don't have a say of their own because they are subject and they eat from the government. Look at it. 52 arrested protesters have been remanded in custody. 70 terrorists have been set free in Katsina state, in the same country. And you think you will not share tribe, you will not share religion, you will not share party affiliation to fight for survival in your country? It's up to you.